Hey guys, this is Man Shark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making, episode 204. We're currently playing as Kaiser Almeric III, the Kind of the Holy Roman Empire and 6 other places. He's a bit stressed right now, and, sure, whatever. But he's also the grandson of Kaiser Almeric the Blessed, who himself was the son of Kaiser Baldwin the Just. And we're not at war. Everything is looking great. We apparently have one of our dudes has an army up here. I'm pretty sure this guy will be beholden to us. No? Why can I see up here? That's why, because we have a barony holding right there, which is part of the Duchy of Asturias. That's fine, I don't care. I accidentally pressed the opinion button there. Yes, I don't particularly care about that. Everything else has released itself very nicely. Don't believe we have any issues with anybody, except, of course, for Damietcha, who have started to spread their infernal trade nodes around the place. So let me ask you a question, King Almeric the Fourth. No, we still have a truce for a year. That's alright. Let's just get the ball rolling then. That year will be over before we know it. And while we do that... Nope, there's the 1st of January. That's right, I remember now. We quit really close to the 1st of January to make sure that if it crashed it wouldn't be too much of an inconvenience. While I remember, let's just click through these places, see how we're doing. Everywhere appears to be either building something or having finished built stuff. Once again, I've hit one of the hotkeys to take you to a different map mode. Not particularly concerned about that. Yes, I don't believe it there's going to be anything, sure, commendable initiative, anything for us to actually build, because I'm pretty sure I checked it at the end of last episode. Yeah, whatever, kid. Okay, so it's Passau, now it's Najmo. So, what have I been up to lately? Well, the cricket's back on the television, so that's why this may seem a little disjointed, because I haven't been recording for about a week. And this is actually at night. Yes, you're getting one of my rare nighttime recordings. Those are usually reserved for your mother and I's secret tapes. But anyway, getting away from, how much fun your mother has at night. Where was I? Oh yes, what have I been up to apart from the cricket? Well, I finished Assassin's Creed 4. I know I'm a bit late on that, but, well, Australian pricing, you know how it is. Get rid of all of these. And you know what? I think Assassin's Creed 4 was the best pirate game that I've played in a long time. It was just very good. I remember playing a bunch of other pirate games at some point. Not Sid Meier's Pirates, I don't think I've played that. But there was one that one of my friends gave me a long time ago, which it was criminally difficult, to be honest. And Assassin's Creed 4, or as I was calling it, Pirates Creed 4, featuring some assassins, it really did alright. Like, it wasn't difficult. No, it wasn't difficult, and don't even remember if there was a difficulty slider. But if there was, oh, my grandson here would like a fief of his own. Yes, I don't see why not. Who are you the son of anyway? Prince Baldwin, was he dead? No, he's one of my sons. Oh right, okay. So, just going back to this actual game for a moment. Baldwin here is my primary heir, and then it goes to Egbert here, and then to Almeric. Egbert has just asked us for a fief of his own. I see no reason not to grant it, because after Egbert, it goes to Wilhelm, and Wilhelm is the genius kid. I see no reason not to grant this, because this guy can only do better. He's not going to off his wife, obviously. Wait, where is he? This guy, sorry. This guy can only do better. He's got the genius lesbian strong wife. Okay, let's get him a fief. So, Istria, that's held by my granddaughter. It's held by my son. It's held by my brother. Or perhaps Kempton. Let's just have a look at the kingdom map. Yeah, we'll give him Kempton, I think. Alright. Count Lambert, very sorry, but I'm kicking you out. Wait. Can I kick him out? Yes, I'm his direct liege. Always good to check that first. So I'm going to... It won't let me put in a claim because I already have one. Oh, fucking great. And I'm dead. Died of severe stress. And I've got a lot of pretenders here. That's irritating, but... well, we're just going to have to deal with it. So now I am Kaiser Baldwin III. Grey Eminence, charitable. People should like me. Few people don't like me, but that's probably because they're, yeah, ambitious and all that sort of rubbish. Okay, we've got some fixing to do. To begin with, we're well over our demesne limit. So I got a stewardship of 6. My wife has one of 11. She's also spy master. Why the hell would we make her spy master? Oh my god, are you kidding me? No. Make the Duke of Berry here spy master. Do anything. Fuck. Can we pay the Duke of Berry some money? I'd like to pay him some money. Oh yeah, done. We're making him spy master. 126. 2. Now he's got 100 opinion of us. Right, anyway, before we actually get into it, Princess Barbara, my half-sister, requires a guardian. Looks like we were training her up for military. That's the marriage offer thing. No, it isn't. No, that's the actual guardianship one. I was just clicking on the wrong part of things. Okay, so that should be her done in a moment. We've got an unlanded son, Egbert, of course. Well, good. What land don't I want? Obviously want to keep Aquileia, Innsbruck, Tyrol, Steiermark, Osterreich, Neuschwanstein, Hernenberg. God, is it just... Yeah, it's just Chur at the moment. And there's going to be one more that we could stand to get rid of. Or that we will have to. Oh, I'm going to have to get rid of my wife. No other option. Okay. This guy wants to be court chaplain because he would be better at it than Dietrich. He's right. He would be. Give him a chance. Because you, Stendor, are probably going to be my marshal. Yep. We need a new chancellor, so Hugo here will do. We need a new steward. Andreas is fine, and we need a new court chaplain, of course. And we're going to give it to... We're not going to give it to Gotthard up here, even though he's the best man for the job. We're going to give it to Ambrogio, because he wants it. Now, let's see. More money in Oberbayern. Study technology overseas somewhere. Jeez, where will we put him? Down there, that'll do. Yep, that's all I want, some shipbuilding. Great. And a court chaplain. There's nobody to proselytize to, so improve religious relations with the Pope. And I'm going to set this guy to training troops because, well, we're a new Kaiser, we could use that, and we'll keep the diplomat in reserve for a moment. Now, who doesn't... Oh wait, we still need to... Okay, we need to get rid of a wife first. Let's get to the proper map view. Thank you. We're going to get some factions forming and people moving around in there, of course. Who is my heir at the moment? Prince Egbert. Excellent. Just as good as I am. Except his wife's a lot better. Starting to think Judith may fancy me. Well... Now here's something annoying. Both of my sons are going to have fairly significant opinion. Well, okay, this guy isn't because he's my heir. But Prince Almeric here, my own son, has an opinion modifier against me called Pretender and Claimant to the Holy Roman Empire. And that's because he was one of the next three in line when the old guy died. Just annoying. I'm not going to fuck his wife. She's not my type. I should have, though. I'm a little lustful. Okay, so we've successfully divorced the wife. That's great. Oh, and I already have the ambition to improve stewardship, so that's excellent. Now, I would like to arrange a marriage. This one. Sorted. She's a genius. She's good at stewardship. She's also 23 years old. I'll take the loss of prestige. Because honestly, we'll get that back in a moment anyway. Come on. Wow, only 29 gold? Are we losing money? We must be. Yeah, well, 29 gold or 300 prestige. I know which one I'd pick all the time. Alright, so now we're married to Emile here. She will shortly get the... Okay, well, we've got a revolt, but, you know, whatever. And now we're at 11 of 11 dements. Also, Princess Barbara Hill still needs a guardian. I thought I asked somebody to look after her. Thank you. And we also have the unlanded son. So we're going to put a claim into Kempton and kick that guy out of that console. God damn. Oh, and we don't need this retinue right here. Get rid of that. So that's where our revolutionaries are. Pretty bad decision on their part, to be honest. Okay, so we've got the claim on Kempton. Sorry, buddy. Okay, we didn't kill all of these guys, but that's no big deal. We'll head on over. Now, let me see. Who still doesn't like us? A lot of the mayors don't like us because, you know, they're assholes about that. Actually, we have several people that don't like us. The Pope doesn't like us because, well, reasons mainly. But we've got our chaplain there improving his opinion of us. Money is finally kicked up to where it should be. Let's see. Well, the random dukes aren't really an issue to me, so... I guess the Grand... Look how much income these guys get. The Grand Mayor of Thrace gets that much income. Yeah, whatever. Let's go dump our guy in on Thrace. Word up. Okay. Now, as soon as I deal with this rebellion, I can get on with the job of explaining Assassin's Creed 4. Good. Place is still building a keep of some kind. Let's get some universities going here. Thank you guys. Don't mind spending my money. And then I'm going to give it away to my son here, Prince Almeric. Did he lose that? No, still got that. Congratulations, kid. You're now the ruler of Kempton. Fucking enjoy it. Okay. There's that battle over and done with. Move our guys back to the coast. Declare this over. Thank you. Now, it is July, so let's see. Let's go on a pilgrimage. Anyway, Pirates Creed, you know, 4 with some assassinating. It was a very good pirate game. It had some random assassin stuff in it, but, you know, I didn't really pay too much attention to that. Apart from some bugs, which honestly a AAA game shouldn't have, I expected there to be bugs, and none of them were game breaking. But apart from some bugs, which I'll go over in a moment, the only real issue that I had with the plot and all that sort of stuff, and this is without having played an Assassin's Creed game before, the only issue that I had was occasionally it would kick you out of your grand pirate adventures back to because the entire premise, and I don't think I'm spoiling anything here. Let's see, we've got 30% chance of either Wrath or Patient. Well, Wrath is plus martial, minus intrigue and diplomacy, and Patient is universally positive. Hey, what do you know? We're Patient. Good on us. But yes, I don't think I'm spoiling anything. Hang on. Oh. So 20% chance of being cynical, or a 10% chance of a variety of traits. We have gained the Zealous trait, which is plus martial, and piety, and opinion. And now we're going to discuss Theology of the Knights. No, that there's a 30% chance of plus 1 learning. 30% that is. Just didn't fire, so whatever. Praise the Lord, my fierce rival has also become a follower of the new way of Christ. Hold on. New way? Is this my former wife? Yeah, this was my former wife. She's already remarried. What do you mean, the new way of Christ? Okay, so two things here. We can either lose the rival trait, which honestly isn't going to matter, because she's no longer our thing, or gain plus 1 intrigue. Plus 1 intrigue. Okay, Jerusalem, we all know how that goes. Now hopefully if no more pop-ups interrupt me. But basically, yeah, not spoiling anything here, but, you know, the Assassin's Creed storyline is that you're in a simulation sort of thing. You're reliving the memories of your descendants, or somebody's descendants. This time, it's not really your descendants, it's just kind of your... It's a really cheap framing premise. You're basically a researcher slash playtester for an entertainment company, which is using virtual reality to form a video game sort of thing, and that let's have a tournament, by the way. And that video game company just happens to be the same as the developers of the actual game itself. If you know what I mean. My half-sister became an elusive shadow, and she's fucking good at it. Wow. Good work, sweetheart. I would almost make you the spy master. Okay, so where's independence at? 10%. It's nothing. And the Pope already likes us. The Pope likes us because now we're both zealous, and also I'm a pilgrim, I believe. Oh, I don't see that in his list, so, well, fuck him. Oh, and of note, just remembered this. We can go back to free investiture. And I believe it was Aquitaine that we got out of that. And Aquitaine's flag is Lion Rampant on red. And we may have changed France here as well, so I'll just check France here. Yes, we totally did. They already approved it, and now we just need to find Aquitaine. There it is. There it is. They're all going to approve it. I'm getting like 50,000 messages down here that everybody's approving it. Nobody ever disapproves of investiture changes. Two reasons for that. One, it's a really easy change that literally doesn't matter. It's only a Pope and a vassal opinion change. And two, because it means that then I can't change any of the real crown laws, which is the crown authority. So why not, they say. Why not? And if you look at it, we're already almost there. In fact, we're going to get there right now. There we go. Free investiture is approved. So the Pope will dislike us for that, but gotta be honest, fuck the Pope, as usual. Anyway, so the framing device, you're like some sort of playtester slash researcher in Assassin's Creed 4. And that really doesn't come into any sort of effect, because honestly, you run around being a pirate for most of the time, but occasionally, after you finish a story mission, it'll pull you out of being a pirate to go and meet with your manager or talk with upper management or something. It's a real kick in the teeth, to be honest, because it's like, oh, you were having fun being a pirate? Well, time to enjoy Office Management Simulator 2014/15 or whatever. It's just make it a fucking pirate game. That's all. Just make it a pirate game. That's all you have to do. This guy's a faction leader of a bunch of places, and he's been mean to me at some stage, so I'm imprisoning him. This guy is fine, on the other hand. Okay, tournament's happening. My daughter-in-law is still going strong. Little Wilhelm is as well. Little Wilhelm doesn't like me because he's a pretender and claimant to the Holy Roman Empire. Some dude got wounded. Yeah, whatever. Seriously, I don't care. Anyway. Yeah, we yelled at some guy a bit for being blasphemous, and Princess Cecily here, my half-sister, thought that was a pretty good job. Thank you, Princess Cecily. So yeah, as I was saying, it's kind of disruptive. It's not exactly immersion breaking, exactly, because it's part of the experience, but it does kind of break you off from you were having fun being a pirate and you just want to get back into being a pirate, and they're all like, no, you've got to do a mission in the real world. It's like, okay, so we could usurp the Duchy of... Okay, so our dude must have basically, yeah, ripped into that. I am not going to usurp that. Also, this guy really needs to get rid of a bunch of his... Oh no, he doesn't, because his wife holds one. Interesting. Whatever, I don't want to usurp it though. It's probably held by this guy, isn't it? Yeah, it's held by the king. If somebody else wants to usurp it, go ahead. This guy is the winner, and so he should be, with 32. Unfortunately, he's also Fraticelli. You'll find that a lot of the heretics get very high martial skill as a revolt to lower the crown authority in Britannia. They'll be fine. Right. So anyway, the bugs. This guy got second place. He's a lollard. And this guy came third. Not a lollard. Good man. So that should be the end of the tournament in a moment. After the smallest amount of New Year's lag ever. Church infrastructure in Nidabayan has increased. Great. We should probably do a check of everything. But I'm talking for the moment, so let's not do that right now. So the bugs. Well, first bug that I encountered was that I couldn't get any voice in the cinematics and cutscenes. That was, for some reason, because I had my surround sound switched on. Yeah. Like on my headphones, because my headphones have that, I'm not sure if it's simulated or real 7.1, but they've got surround sound in them, and because I had that turned on, as you would, yeah, no voices. Every other sound worked fine, but just no voices, so I had to, remember to just reach back and hit the switch. So, yeah, not too big an issue, except it took me maybe 20 minutes to work out that that was actually the problem, with a bit of Googling. Okay, this guy's gotten a positive opinion of me. That's good, because we're about to have a feast when we next can. So now he will show up to the feast. Speaking of which, we should start bribing people. I gotta be honest. These guys are going to be happy with me at some point anyway, just because of my state diplomacy. Good, good, good. I wonder if I can turn off Expel the Knights Hospitaller. Apparently not, but eh. Ah, whatever. Anyway, so that was one bug, but it was a bug that I could fix. Like, I made sure to fix it basically as soon as I realized what was happening, because holy shit, playing a game without, like, voice, it's just not happening. Like, seriously, not a good thing. Then there's my favorite bug, which was when you would use the fast travel system, very occasionally the game would spawn your ship at a different Y coordinate than you expected. Sometimes this resulted in my death. The times when it would result in my death, it was because the fast travel location didn't spawn you gripping the wheel of your ship. So when it was a place in dock, like your little private home or one of the major cities, because it had spawned the boat, you know, a kilometer up in the air, and it would spawn you a kilometer up in the air, standing on the boat, but the boat would fall faster. Only slightly, but, you know, enough so that when it came to it, that just didn't work out too well for you. Okay, so he's now got a 35 opinion of me. That's enough. Let's see if we can pump up the... well, the Grandmaster of Skane? No. The Prince Mayor of the Hansa. So all the way up here. He's in Rostock, which is this little one in here. So we'll send him up there. Yeah, so, you know, you die. I mean, it wasn't too big of an issue because there's no lives or anything like that. You just respawn. But it was really funny when it did that when you were out on the open ocean sort of thing, or in a place where it spawned you gripping the wheel. Because then you'd fall with the ship and you wouldn't take any fall damage because you're technically part of a ship at that point. But the thing that I found most amusing out of that entire thing, was it would still spawn the other crewmen. They weren't part of a ship, so they would fall. And because they fell out of where they should be, it would spawn new ones. So you just had people constantly falling past you. We've inherited X stat here. We're going to just get rid of that. Just nice and quick. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, I had that happen, and had it happen for a good, I don't know, 5 minutes, maybe? It was, I'm exaggerating, of course, but it was probably a minute at best. But it was the most entertaining moment that I'd had for a while. Like, you know, I was just watching it happen and thinking, am I going to die at the end of this? Because it was the first time that it had spawned me gripping the wheel after fast travel. And like, am I going to die from this? Is this going to kill me? Or, you know, what? But now you hit the water, and it just sort of bobbed you back up to the surface, and you were like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And at the end credit sequence, I couldn't work out if it had done that or if it was intended, but it seemed to spawn me below the waves. I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that, because, you know, it's still basically a boat sailing sequence. Just, you know, spoilers here, skip forward a minute with your daughter. Okay, we've finished spoilers right now, so maybe a minute was a bit too much. Hey, why do we have a retinue there? Get rid of it. Using WASD to try and move around the damn keys of the move around the map, and it's just not working well because, you know, it's not what it's intended for. I should use the arrow keys like I am now. I'm going to move this army. I'm going to put it over on this side of things. Yep, sounds good to me. Yeah, so you know, just that little thing. Also, while this isn't a bug... Okay, so this is because we've got the stewardship thing, so we've just gotten +1 stewardship because bookkeeping is an unappreciated art, and you've taken it upon yourself to master it. You have gained a clearer picture of a realm's finances, and your stewardship has improved as a result. So that should be a successful... Yep, there we go. So now we have one ambition left, and it's to improve my martial ability. And we've actually increased our dement size to 12. So I'm going to take one of these things off somebody. I'm obviously not going to be taking Chur off my heir. I could maybe take St. Gallen. That's part of Bavaria. Oh yeah, St. Gallen could really use a fix-up. So yeah, I'm going to take St. Gallen off you because, yeah, reasons. Come Pope, give us the claim. Yeah, I gotta stop pressing Rossett. Thank you, Pope. You also move around. You could move around by. Oh, it's middle click. If you middle click, you can move the mouse around, and then move the map around. I'm taking St. Gallen. That's actually not a bad thing. Okay, so we're kind, of course. Villagers are starving in Oberbayern, and a small group of representatives has dared set foot in my castle to petition for help, so we could lose the kind trait. Don't particularly want to lose it. It's a good trait. Or lose 1,000 gold and gain 5 piety. 1,000 gold is nothing to me right now. Good, he has humbly accepted my revocation of this shit heap. So what are you doing over here? Ugh. We'll be giving that away. Before the game actually ends, we're going to cheat a little bit and basically take all of Bavaria for ourselves, whether the penalties for the few months it'll take for the game to end, and then, you know, just go with that. Only for the one that we're transferring over to being the proper HRE. This woman died. Okay, why did I care? But yes, we're going to do that just so that we have a little bit of a stronger starting position, and so that we're, you know, proper Bavaria. We're probably going to be Germany, I think, but either way. I just want the whole thing, particularly Istria down here. Because some of these provinces are going to get morphed and all that sort of thing. Anyway, yes, I enjoyed Assassin's Creed 4, Pirates Creed 4 with some assassins and office stuff. Didn't really care for the overarching plot line with the Templars and the assassins and all that sort of thing. Mainly because you're supposed to root for the assassins. I get that. They're the good guys, they're the freedom guys. And when you have a video game that's made in like France and America, well, freedom is going to be a big deal in it. I understand that. And the Templars are all the, you know, authoritarian sort of thing. But the assassins were kind of dicks to me throughout the entire game. When I was a pirate, when I was being office life, and when I was actually being the assassin-y stuff, they were kind of dicks to me. To begin with, they get mad at me for trading something that I nicked off some guy. Okay, massive spoilers here, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers, you know, you may as well, stop watching 10 minutes ago, I guess. But basically, the main character of Assassin's Creed 4 becomes an assassin when he is being a pirate or a privateer, whatever you know, go with that. And he attacks or is attacked, it's never really made clear. Okay, this guy wants one of my dudes to serve him directly. I'm going to promise him with vague promises and then distribute it properly. It was Yat Viagi. Enjoy. Yes, so you become an assassin when a boat which you're either attacking or being attacked by happens to be bearing an assassin, and you kill him after the crash and take his clothes. You also take his cargo, or his, possessions, which one of which was this little vial thing which he was going to trade for some money, and you were like, fuck yeah, I can get like 100 gold out of this, or 100 reals or something, which admittedly was a pittance and was why you eventually get shitty with the Templars, but you trade that to the Templars. You're just some random dude who killed this assassin guy, found out that the guys he was delivering stuff to didn't know his name but would recognize him by his clothes, so you nicked his clothes. They fit, everything's good, you actually managed to blend in well enough, it's all fine. And this assassin guy was a defector anyway, and the assassins are glad that you've killed him. But then they're all like, but you completed his final betrayal, how could you? It's like, well, to start with, didn't actually know what it was, and, you're kind of getting up in my business right now, so if you'd just like to step back a second, that'd be great. All that sort of stuff. But no, they get really shitty with you, and there is no place for you here, and all this sort of bullshit, and I'm like, well, fuck you then. I'm just gonna go. Take my pants and go. Oh, somebody pushed a book into our hands. How old are we? We're 36, so yeah, we'll do the usual. Prestige and piety gain. Jousting lists were built in Rheineck. That is good. Let's build the keep. But yeah, it's just for a bunch of people who believe in freedom as well. You run around being free, quite free, just doing what you do. Everything's good. And these people are just like, what are you doing? You're being shit. You're not being free according to us and all this sort of stuff. And it's just like, god damn. I'm just doing my own thing. Your creed as a constantly name drop is that all men are free to do as they will. And I'm just like, well, I'm doing as I will. So what's it to you, shit kicker? But all through it, the pirate kid slash girl, it's a real dumb revelation. Real dumb. But, it ties in with the mythology, I guess. Somewhat. But anyway, the pirate who's actually affiliated with the assassins, who isn't you, and the assassins themselves, constantly just go on about how you're not worthy to wear the clothes that you wear, and, you're a blight on society. Exactly the same thing that the Templars tell you. And you know what? The Templars are kind of right, because it's in their worldview. That you're, this free agent running around and attacking just people, whatever you want to do. Not civilians, of course. The game kills you if you, insta-fails your condition, desinks you or whatever the fuck, if you kill a civilian or a domestic animal. Like, well, even by accident? Even by accident. But anyway. Okay, we've got a hedge knight. Well, that is clearly a bandit. But yeah, I expect the Templars to be shitty at you. Let's look at it this way, okay? The assassins. Some Mexican guy, James/Mary Kidd, and just random dudes throughout the major towns, which I'd never met before. When I went to talk to them about, assassin missions, they acted like they knew me. And, were generally shitty towards me. Except for the one chick in, what is it? Havana. The one chick in Havana was real nice to me, and that's just, well, it was more sort of boisterously nice to me, which was cool. But everybody else was a dick to me and all this sort of stuff. And yeah, the main lead guy, the Mexican guy, was it, or you know, the Mayan guy, whatever, same thing really. He was a dick to me. James slash Mary Kidd was a dick to me. Looks like the Kaiser lost his civil authority war. You can tell that because when we go here, it says the war against Kaiser Adalbert of Britannia was won by King Rudgar of England. If the Kaiser won it, it would have said the Kaiser has won it. Rather obviously, honestly. But yeah, so all of those assassins are incredibly shitty with you. James slash Mary is kind of like, you know, all you can do better, and you know, it's unkind, but in a kind of a constructive fashion. The Mayan guy is just like, no, you will never, like, you'll never earn a spot amongst us, and all this sort of stuff. I'm just like, well, go fuck yourself then, mate. Like, seriously. Just go fuck yourself. Who the fuck are you to tell me who I am, you know? Your thing is about being free, and men can do what they want. I'm being free, I'm doing what I want. Just because I'm not doing it in your fashion, that apparently makes me bad? But anyway, the Templars were like the governor of Havana, the governor of you know, the Spanish governor, the British governor of Kingston, eventually, and some French guy who you killed really early on, but he was really cool because he had this wide-brimmed hat and was really good with guns. I liked that guy. It's a shame that we killed him really early on. Oops, I've hit Wasset again. But yeah, and you can understand why these guys are like not liking you, because why is the Marshal of the Knight of the Teutonic Order a Fraticelli heretic? For fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah, I understand why these guys don't like me. One, I'm kicking the shit out of their men. I'm ruining their trade routes, all that sort of stuff. See, I wasn't doing any of that for the assassins. I was trying to help the assassins and they were still being shitty to me. But the Templars, I was actively fucking with the Templar shit. So I understand why they would be, you know, hostile towards me or you know, not very kind towards me. Like, that makes sense to me. My half-sister is going to marry the king, the Duke of Wag, perhaps? Who the hell is this guy beholden to, anyway? Abyssinia, which is by itself. Maybe you're married to this guy who's, like, kind of a court chaplain dude. Whatever, he still had some sons, so that's fine. And it also doesn't really matter too much, because Wilhelm here is the great hope. Alright, anyway, let's keep going. Keep ranting on, as it were. You know, we've just gotten a vassal inheritance warning that the King Carl of Georgia may be releasing his stuff to the Prince of Georgia. Why is this an inheritance warning? Where is this guy? Look, honestly, if it is, I will simply just go to war with you and take it back. Come at me, bro. Okay, this guy is going off to fight. He's going off to fight Cumania. Go for your life, buddy. Right, back to whinging. So, I understand the Templars. And also, I'm like this free agent running around doing what I want to do and all this sort of stuff. And the Templars are all about control. And admittedly, their final goal, which was to find some sort of magical observatory which would let them observe anybody that they had a drop of blood for, and they were going to use it for blackmail and all that sort of shit. I'm fine with them not having that. Like, and I made it certain that they didn't have it because I killed them all. But, you know, whatever. But, you know, I'm fine with them not having that. I was fine with nobody having that. Oh, excuse me, a bit tired. Because let's be honest, it wasn't exactly a you know, thing that anybody should have the ability to spy on whoever they wanted at any one time. Like, that's not nice. That's like, going full NSA. But if they weren't going for like the supernatural means of all that sort of stuff, I wouldn't have cared. Like, to be a pirate, you need lawmen. You need authorities. You need somebody to back up the merchants, sort of thing, so that the merchants feel safe and the merchants go and do their, thing. It's a basic principle of economics, to be honest. If people don't feel safe, they will not engage in economic activity. And that safety is determined in a variety of different ways. I mean, would that safety be... Let's just move this army down here. Is that safety based on economic safety? Like, risk? I mean, if somebody doesn't... Well, everybody's different, of course, but if somebody doesn't feel safe with their money invested in something, like, say that there's a 10% chance that they'll lose it all, and if they don't feel that that's safe for them, they won't invest in it. It's simple. So, in the age of mercantilism, which we're actually getting up to fairly soon, to be honest, so this is kind of even on topic. In the age of mercantilism, if piracy is too much, like, if there was no authority to protect you, why would you ever consider sailing a boat somewhere? What, because there's going to be profits or something? Look, it comes back to risk. How likely are you sailing a ship into the Caribbean or Caribbean to encounter a pirate? And if that chance is too much, then you're not going to do it. You're going to say, well, fuck that. I'm going to go down to Madagascar or something, because apparently this one, the British guy cleared out Madagascar of pirates. So, great. Let's head on down there and do some trading. Get in on that. Or, at the very least, you're going to say, well, there's a potential for great returns by, getting chocolate or rum and sugar or whatever and trading it back up in Britain or Spain or wherever the fuck you're from. Like, that's great. You can come all the way down here to, the Caribbean, grab that stuff and come back. Great returns, big risk. If the risk outweighs the return, you won't do it. Particularly when you can just sort of say, okay, well, let's head down to Mauritania or, Mauritius and get some of the silks and things like that and bring them back up and all that sort of stuff. I mean, that market's kind of... The thing with the Caribbean was it was a new market at the time. Like, the goods that they were finding there, or finding work there, like the chocolate, cocoa, sugar. Sugar was obviously around all the time, but it was really good to produce it in the Caribbean, just because of the climate. Rum, which you make from sugar anyway. Wife's pregnant. Good on me. What else? Probably some form of spices. Cinnamon, perhaps? I'm not sure where cinnamon actually came from. But yeah, spices, sugar, rum, all sorts of sugar derivatives. Things like that. Like, because it's a new market, there's a lot of demand for it and not much supply. Therefore, the price is high. It's good for you. As long as the risk isn't there. So that's the general idea. I mean, as a pirate, you need there to not be too many pirates. If there are too many pirates, one, you're going to fight amongst yourselves. Yeah, commendable initiative. Two, even if you don't fight amongst yourselves, there's going to be too many of you. And the merchant's going to say, fuck going there. If I go there, I know I'm going to lose my boat. Or there's a 50% chance I'll lose my boat, or something like that. Okay, a previous spy master must have died or something, so let's give it to... Duke of Spoleto, he'll do. Then we'll send him down here. to work on ships. Sure. That's why they kidnapped, or well, they arrested the last bloke. That's fine. And they released him immediately. Fortunately, that means that we can just make him Spy Master again. We won't, because I don't care that much. And if he wants it, he'll come at me and say, I would like Spy Master, please. Kind of amazed that he got, like, nabbed with 26 intrigue. Good. So this is the chaplain. He has improved the opinion of the Pope. Excellent. I don't see where the modifier is, though. Nah, magic, I guess. How are my factions? 11.9 in independence. All headed up by this loser. Has some cash and piss off. Got a scholar trait. So that's good. That's another 2 points of learning. That'll help out with the tech. My daughter here became of legal age. She is Midas touched. Okay, so that's my final daughter. We better marry her off to someone, I guess. We have anybody in court? I'm a steward. I'll give it a Bertold. Wow. She's already a Littlefinger, but she gets 2,653 prestige from marrying into House Littlefinger. Okay, guys. Anyway, as I was saying, too many pirates, not enough merchants are going to come through. Therefore, you know, the pirate issue will either balance itself out or drive itself out of existence. That's the problem. And of course, a lot of people die along the way. You need governors, you need lawmen, you need guys hunting down pirates so that the merchants feel confident. They feel confident that they can make these risks and come out and trade in the Caribbean. And when they do that, well, the remaining pirates just sort of, you know, do their thing. There's always going to be a pirate that the lawman doesn't catch. And I guess when it came down to it in the actual game itself, we're getting back away from economics here and going back to Assassin's Creed. The assassin storyline, where you are hunting down the observatory and, you know, Black Bartholomew, or you know, Bartholomew Roberts or Black Bart or whatever, the guy was a complete dickhead. And all that sort of thing. That was not as interesting, not as exciting as the tale of piracy. See, when an assassin died, I didn't care. I was like, he was a fucking asshole. You know, he treated me like shit. I don't care about him, you know. I mean, yeah, you know, someone died, but I'm not going to, like, feel anything for him because, one, he's a video game character, and two, he was a dick to me. So, what's there to cry about? But when Blackbeard died, man, that legitimately tore me up. I was like, no! And it was played really well in the actual game itself, where your character went on a full drinking binge because he was there and he couldn't save the guy and he thinks it's his fault. And, you know, he couldn't even get the guy's body or anything like that. Like, it was real heart-wrenching stuff. And I was like, you know, wow. And combine that with the story, of the pirates, which legit, the story of the pirates is legitimately the downfall of piracy in the Caribbean, like the end of the age of piracy. That's what it is. All of the pirates end up dying or getting captured and, dying in prison, because that's what they did. Pope's dead, got a new pope. This one likes me a bit better. He likes me plus 10 for having free investiture, but minus 30 for having free investiture. Good work, Pope. Probably asked me to change it back, and I'll tell him to go fuck himself. But yeah, it was a really interesting story, and you just watch all these pirates either try and backstab you or somebody else and just fuck up and die, which, legit, that's a thing that happens. Or you watch them, you kill some of them because they're idiots, which is actually part of the same point. Okay, here's our daughter. Excellent. Nothing special about her. That's okay. She's that 5th child, so it doesn't matter too much. Let me think. Yeah, so they either die because of that, or they got captured, or they legitimately... One of the big things is the British governor guy comes in and says, all of you pirates, I'm giving you a choice. You take the king's pardon, go home to England without any of your ill-gotten gains, and you'll be pardoned. And I was sitting back there thinking, oh, that's got to be a trap. That's him going, I'll pardon you, and on your way back he's going to, you're going to be like hung when you get home or something like that. No, legitimate pardon. Legitimate pardon. Or he'll just, if you don't take the pardon, he'll hunt you down and kill you. Some pirates took, and it was a divide or conquer tactic, so it was a bit of a trick, but the pardon was legit. Because I think a few of the pirates, not half, but a few of them, took the pardon and ended up working to hunt down, their friends. Which they ended up doing, And little things like that. There was just a grand tale of the end of the age of piracy. And you feel really sad when, at the end, you're on the deck of the Jackdaw, your boat, with your daughter, who, spoiler alert there, and she's all just like, will we see any pirates? And you're all like, no, I don't think we will. And it's just really sort of... let's have this in military. It went to economy. I'm not too torn up about that. We're investing in popular customs there. So the next one to fill out is religious customs. That's good. We'll get that fairly shortly. But yeah, it's a really interesting tale, and it beats the shit out of the, assassins bullshit. It's just, it's like, ooh, Templars and assassins. I just want to be a pirate. Just want to be a ninja pirate. That's all I want to be. Anyway, we're actually at the end of the episode here, and I'm feeling a little hungry, so yeah, we're going to end it there. Yeah, so as usual, if you have any questions or comments, hell, about Assassin's Creed as well, if you want, go for that. Make sure to leave them below, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. If you liked the video, or, this little tangential discussion about Assassin's Creed, go ahead and give this video a like. And if you'd like more of this sort of thing, and I'll leave it up to you to decide whether that means more maps and me talking over them, or more Assassin's Creed discussion, or discussion of other video games, go ahead and subscribe. But seriously, if you want me to discuss other video games, drop a comment, let me know. Because, if you just subscribe, I don't know if you've subscribed because you want to see more of Crusader Kings II, or more of me talking about random shit, so let me know about that if you want. But in the meantime, I have been Sub, you have been yourselves. Later.